Now it's time to move on to the presentations. Thank you all again for coming, and hopefully this book, what we hope with everyone that is here, is to start giving some practical ideas about how Stanislavski can, if you like, more consciously and confidently be transferred for screen training, which hasn't been as something as much documented as stage training. So we will start with the presentation, Fragmented Radiation by Tamur Tohver. So Tamur, it will be 15 minutes and then 5 minutes for Q&A, if that's all right.
My professional screen acting experience actually dates back to 1983 when I was 13. It has been successfully active for 40 years and is purely based on Stanislavskian craft. While I was trained as a stage director, my practical experience started with TV and radio drama, and all three genres enriched me. Today, I outline some practical notions from my path, complemented by the director's cross-genre experience. Having solid Stanislavskian training, I never found it challenging to transform the external score to an intimate one by focusing on eyes, voice, small hand, head, face gestures, facial impressions, and other seemingly involuntary reactions. The simplest way to adapt the acting score is to think in images like a film director or a camera operator does, looking at the actions through the lenses according to a storyboard. If an actor can read the screenplay professionally with check marks, one can easily adjust their solutions for camera close-ups or extreme close-ups which support the storytelling and one's internal score. It is like using the same Stanislavskian if to replace external physical activities with intimate ones. If the audience can see only this or that fragment of my body, which external visible physical reaction appears to support my inner invisible objective? What my character wants. In a way, one replaces the performative external score with a more intimate internal one. Regarding that, I can see the complexity of screen acting more in maintaining the character's completeness during the shooting process, in managing past and present, and regarding the actor's readiness. This is due to distracting elements like the scattered storyline, shooting schedule, waiting time at the location, rehearsing alone, repeating covering shots, and technical demands. It is more about positioning the character at the role arc. What happened before this concrete moment we are shooting? The disturbing peculiarities are the script's inconsistency of time and location and the lack of a partnership to create a robust eye connection opposite the stage. The absence of a shared space with the audience does not support emotional intensity and the formation of a supportive atmosphere. Hence, fragmented screen acting is times more demanding than stage one, during which the continuous character arc is completed without leaving the role. Even though less is more here, in reality, it requests more to empower the character for a film. While valuing its intimate style, we need a more intense solution for the lenses because it is internal. The principle of a camera or mic is simple. It amplifies a signal. If the latter is missing, there is nothing to intensify. In screen acting, remembering the lines can also be difficult as the rehearsing is different. In Stanislavskian acting, one learns the lines holistically rather than memorizing them mechanically. Then the show is restored after a long break between the playing periods. Even though sometimes we do not remember the concrete lines, we do remember there were partner was located concerning us at this very moment, what the light was like, and so on. This proves the existence of somatic connections which Stanislavski's approach creates, Tohver 2022. Rehearsing for stage, the character completes in approximately 30 days. This gives time to get used to the arc and store lines according to objectives. Unfortunately, the shooting process removes a similar possibility. The company rarely assembles to rehearse the film scene. Thereby, in screen acting, seemingly all the supportive acting instruments have been removed to create truthful and effective communication with the partner or a viewer. While different methods propose a wide variety of techniques for getting yourself as a character into the needed emotion at this very moment without having a proper background and time frame. Stanislavskian acting provides concrete tools which also cover the past and future of the character and the primary demand, acting effectiveness regarding message delivery. Nevertheless, in film, we value the captured intimacy created by the actor's eyes, sight, small, minimal motions, briefing, intimate voice expression, etc. This creates a personal connection, awakens more profound associations, allows the viewer to better identify with the character, and in summary, provides a more substantial impact. These almost imperceptible tools create a way of identification which does not use intellectual story-based information, but knowledge arising from our somatic reactions. To charge that score, an actor can use the skill of radiation, which is used as an acting technique and defined as a tool by Stanislavski. In daily life, we have noticed that, for example, when someone exuding self-confidence enters the room, we immediately perceive it. In the same way, we perceive sadness or joy emanating from another. Gillette summarizes the main points of Stanislavski's concept of radiation as follows. The vital means for establishing this communication is through the eyes. We listen with the eyes as well as the ears. The eyes create a continuous flow of contact and energy that prompts words, actions, thoughts, and feelings, some of which may be expressed, some of which may only be experienced while the other person is talking. The process of genuine communication, Stanislavski called radiation. One person transmits and the other receives without interruption. Gillette 2012-91. Furthermore, while eyes are essential in communication with a camera, radiation includes more. White 2009 outlines that Stanislavski understood the atmosphere on stage results from actor radiation. As when actors radiate their inner life, the production is brought to life. He regards it as an essential way for actors to communicate unspoken. The phrase was used at the training. I believe in my inner energy and I give it out. I spread it. Gray, 1964. White explains that Stanislavski believed that human beings communicate directly from soul to soul through invisible mental currents, and this is loaded with spiritual overtones consistent with intense curiosity about yoga. Stanislavski and Solzhenitsyn were using exercises from yoga at their training, including the invocation of the Hindu concept of vital energy known as prana. I argue that a camera can capture this radiation, which is accessible for a viewer as another human being. Coming to yoga, this practice also states that energy transfers through the eyes. It seems outward. Stanislavskian practice describes radiation as a communication improvement and message delivering tool in the stage environment that finally affects the spectator via the atmosphere. In filmmaking, if contact with the partner is minimalized and there are no spectators at the location in classical means, then with whom can one radiate? The answer is with oneself and the camera, as mentioned earlier. We actually do not need a partner or an object to radiate directly. Just having one makes it more targeted and reflective. As Gillette also explains, the mutual transmitting and receiving in our communication creates an alive, spontaneous, and dynamic interaction, which is so sensitized that it could go in different directions given a different thought, feeling, or action at a particular time. However, radiating becomes possible and is kept continuous and uninterrupted only with well-guided and grounded personal will and a highly robust performing flow, absorption into activity, as articulated by Csikszentmihalyi, 1990. If a performer can create such strong support for oneself, I argue that using the capability to radiate smooths out the external interruptions at the shooting location and enables one to enter the desired state of performing at any time under any circumstances immediately. It is like using on and off and standby modes, like on a generator. Thereby, one can activate the needed condition earlier and then switch the radiation active when the actual shot starts. While yoga knowledge of radiation is based on about 40,000 years, 4,000 years of experience, Ribot and Maudsley explain this more psychologically. According to White, Ribot understands radiated energy as part of a psychological explanation for one's ability to direct voluntary attention to an object. He, citing psychiatrist Maudsley, declares that voluntary attention results from the excitation of certain nervous currents of ideas and their maintenance in action until they have called into consciousness to stimulate into action. For me, term voluntary becomes confusing here, and I would replace it with intended, as energy is activated by conscious will and is directed to fulfill an object. However, using Stanislavskian craft, sometimes it just happens without acknowledging it, especially as a result of active analysis. According to White, 2009, Ribot explains that a higher concentration level leads to higher consciousness and spiritual ecstasy. Also, Mayer Tinkraft, 2005, supports that in frames of acting using Vedic science lenses. In the beginning stage of such attention, Ribot argues that consciousness elevates radiation to a single state of enormous intensity, which we can interpret as a performing flow in frame of screen acting. White says that both Ribot and Stanislavski saw a connection between radiated energy and concentration. Also, as a student of Stanislavski, Chekhov claims that if an actor is able to radiate, they can increase it with conscious effort, adding that concentrating properly boosts this ability. Chekhov, 1991. Concentration is the key to triggering the radiation. I can confirm from experience shooting TV serials as an actor that one can create a shared space at the location and a relationship with the camera via radiation. Similarly, during my online rehearsals in 2015-17 for the stage, the needed atmosphere appeared despite the different physical locations and the vast distance between the actors. If there is a low concentration, the radiation will be poor. That is why Stanislavski emphasized the importance of a thirst. Attention heightens willpower and enables one to guide one's focus and make a strong connection, even without a realistic partner like a green screen or a camera. Nevertheless, based just on pure will, radiation will be temporary as it demands extra energy to send it out. One has to create a constant performing flow to elevate it to the permanent state of acting. Radiation and performing flow depend on each other. They appear in the connected cycle. Radiation is stronger than the flow is uninterrupted, and vice versa. Therefore, the flow should be created not to cover only the specific scene shooting, but I will suggest through the day itself. At the time of case studies of zero-sum praxis in 2020-21, the participants acting for film and TV currently used the praxis to keep high concentration between the shooting moments on the location as entering into so-called standby mode. Therefore, to concentrate correctly, one must be strong in homework regarding the character's objective and super-objective. Stamatius' reverse method of physical actions 2023 is beneficial as it includes profound psychoanalysis. Stanislavskian analysis of his story, a character's objective, and an arc provide a robust and sufficient background for the performer. This comprehensive investigation helps to avoid logical mistakes in the score and relationship, easy to rehearse, and later quickly locate oneself in the story. By completing the objective, the action will be ignited by willpower, first of all internally. This makes it grounded and evokes appropriate emotion. Concentrating on the character's goals at this very moment activates reviving radiation. Therefore, we are not dealing with radiation directly, but focusing on the task at hand. Stanislavski pointed out three crucial tools for screen acting: psychoanalysis, concentration, and radiation. If these are applied, a solid performing flow appears, which can be switched on and off. Profound analysis keeps a complete performing arc active in mind. This enhances close-ups, simultaneously becoming crucial in scattered shooting schedule, helping to perform the future before the past, embody short moments with just a couple of words, provide correct standalone facial reactions at any time To remember what has happened and what follows next, how one is affected, what the viewer already knows, and so on, to empower the score with the suitable and rich radiation to be captured. This also considers performing flow, which should be evoked with the right intensity in the motion and the right temperament in actions. Concentration. Looking for idealistic condition for concentration, as Stanislavski did, should be pointed out Thompson and Sharp notion about the feedback loop. They say that if performers are unable to manage the frightening thoughts and bodily reactions, then the feedback loop between the main focus and disturbing factors joined to the shooting situation will increase until performance anxiety reaches the level of panic attacks, Thompson and Sharp 2017. These processes occur automatically and endlessly, are strong by nature and can be stopped only by prior training to chase somatic reactions. Neuro and brain scientist Vega and Seidan 2016 confirmed that traditional non-dual attention training practices of mindfulness improve stability and stillness of mind to maintain concentration, as pointed out by Stanislavski. They articulated that a highly developed meta-awareness in mindfulness-based practice offers rapid discernment of what is relevant at the early stages of attentional processing of information, while also providing sensory clarity and emotional stability through each moment of experience. They explain that intentionally blocking sensory information still allows relevant information to enter the conscious awareness. Therefore, by training, one can easily detect any impulse toward a particular thought, emotion, or behavior, but deny full engagement before intellect approves the need for it. So, this knowledge helps to enhance not only concentration, but also focus guiding and deeper absorption into radiation. The final point is that we return to yoga, one of Stanislavski's essential scores which helps in terms of radiation. It can be concluded that even today, when many modern ways exist to prepare for screen acting, his techniques are irreplaceable in screen and voice acting if the approach to these moments and elements in the system is enhanced. So there is the reason why I developed new zero-zone praxis, which is based on Stanislavski and craft yoga, neuropsychiatry, and leadership coaching, which helps elevate these essential skills already underlined by Stanislavski. Thank you so much.